do is create a login ID in the cafe system and choose a password. You'll have your images on your computer, and you'll need each image to be titled a specific way. So when you save your images on the computer for ArtScape, you'll use your last name and then number 1, your last name and number 2, and the last name of number 3, followed by the title of the work. And you'll also need the dimensions of the piece, the price. Cafe asks you for the year completed. It doesn't have to be this year, although I think it's a good idea to have recent works, but it doesn't have to have been completed this year. And the medium. And then you enter your name, and you'll enter information that will be on the second line in the brochure. So what we do with the ArtScape program is on the banner, the artist's name appears. And in the brochure, the artist's name on one line, the image of the work, and then below the artist's name is another line that can be up to 42 characters, which is typically your studio name, or your website, or your email, the information that you want visitors to have on how they can find you. But it's limited to 42 characters because we have a small space to work with on the brochure. Okay, so those are the pieces of information you need to have ahead of time. Next, okay. Let's look at Cafe. So one of the things, once you have an account, I'll just spend a little time up here on the menu. One of the things that once you have an account, you can actually find calls for artwork. And I've actually used Cafe, and I have work that's at Mission Hospital as a result of a call for artwork for Mission Hospital. So there are various public art projects and calls for art for buildings and that sort of thing that do show up in Cafe. And you can actually, I get email messages that tell me that there is a North Carolina call for artists, and I can scan through and see what kind of artwork is they're looking for. So this is, for anybody that does shows, this is the counterpart of Zapplication, which is for applying to art festivals. This is more of the public art projects or commercial art buying projects that show up. And of course, they have a kind of tutorial on how it works and what are public art calls and so on. And then if you have an account, you can log in. And what we're going to do is I'm going to use one of my other emails and actually sign up and show you how you upload artwork. So I'm going to say I clicked on Artist Sign Up. And of course, like anything where you're having an account, they got all of their legal mumbo jumbo, and I can say, yes, I agree. And okay, so I'm starting the process. I have to have a username, and I'm going to do, I hope I haven't used this one because I've gone through and demoed it a couple of times. Okay, let's say, let's see. Acrylic Diane Dean. Okay, I don't think I've used that. All right, and now I'm going to create a password. Acrylic Diane Dean, and confirm it. And hopefully I've typed it in the same. Okay, and then here's my first name. I'm going to type it in. I hate this when it defaults. It shows you everything, and I don't want it to default because then it'll tell me I'm already in there. Okay, I'll just put my studio name is Diane Dean. You don't have to have anything in there. Let's see, we'll do that. That shouldn't change anything. And my zip code, my phone number. here. And how do I want Cafe to contact me if they needed to? They've never called me. And then here, the email address. I'm going to use my Gmail address because I don't think I have an account under that one. Okay. Okay. And then I can put in my website. Okay. And I am an individual and I'm not a team. And then I put in, I think there's a fine art. No, I'm a painter. So you put in your medium here. There's textile and fiber, there's drawing. We don't really care. We actually ask for the medium of your pieces in your application. But if you're going to be doing, you know, if you want to do other cafe applications, make sure to check what's appropriate for you, because then you'll get calls for that type of artwork. And how do you want notifications? I'll take email notifications that meet like my criteria. I am not a robot. Okay, so now I'm going to log in, and it has saved my password for me. Hopefully it saved the one. I am not a robot, and I'm going to log in. All right, so I created an account. It's pretty straightforward. So now there's a 3-stage process to apply for a call. Let's go to my portfolio. This is where you go. You can click here, go to my portfolio to upload work samples. And holy moly, yes, I got a whole bunch of stuff out there. Okie dokie. So the process you would go through, I already have 14 images out there, but the step you would go through is you'd upload media. You can see I can have up to 100 images that are there, and it says choose a file. So I'm going to choose a file. I will go somewhere on my computer to my art inventory. Here's some of my new works. I probably haven't cropped any of these yet, but I'm just going to go grab one. Here's one. Okay, so here's an image that actually, that's not the title, but I'm selecting it because I know it's the right size. So I say open, and there's the name of the file that I'm uploading. And now it asks me for the title of the artwork, and it is Bridging the Gap. Oops. Bridging the Gap. It's acrylic. It is 40 inches by 30 inches. It is a 1.5 inch deep canvas. It is $1,100, and it was completed in 2021. It is a painting, and I'm not sure what this means, but I just leave it alone. And then here's the description. This isn't necessary for us, but if you're going to have a portfolio that you use for other public art calls, you'll want to put in a textured, for me, acrylic painting completed. This is 300 characters, so I could say a whole lot about it, but with palette knives and brushes on gallery wrap canvas and whatever, yada, 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 brilliant colors, abstract design. Okay, add it to my portfolio and it will upload the image. Now, if my image was too small, it would have told me, here's the image, and if I click on it, I can see a larger version. You get to take a look at everything, but the image was good to go. Had it been too small, I would have gotten an error message. Let me do that. I'll do one that's I'll try to find something that, yeah, I know where I can find one that's really, okay, we're going to go back to the portfolio. Okay, let's upload another one that'll be too big. And you'll see if it's over 5 megabytes, the kind of message you'll get. Come on, upload media, select the image. I'm still in that file, and here's a picture I just took that I'm guessing should be too big. Okay, and here's where it tells you the limitations. I'm just gonna put in some stuff here because I think it'll get bounced out. 50 by 40 by 1. Painting. And we'll hope we break the system. Okay, add. It's trying. But, yep, there we go. You see the error message? The image is greater than 5 megabytes and it's too large to upload. So if you're working with an artist or with a photographer, if you're working with our volunteer, or if you're doing it yourself, you'll need to, make sure that they're under 5 megabyte, and you'd get the same kind of message that would say your image is too small if it's under this 1200 pixels on the longest side. And that's pretty much getting your portfolio. Now, if we want to apply to calls, we go to the Apply to Calls button, and we will search by ArtScape, Hendersonville. We'll actually give you the link to go straight to this, but it's easy enough to search for it. And here it is, ArtScape, Hendersonville. It's a public art project, North Carolina, 92 days to submit. So you can say, apply now. And it'll take you through, first of all, the message that you must be a Henderson County resident. I can say, I agree. And here's the brochure copy. It's under the artist statement section, but it's really brochure information. And the gal who put our program for us together on Cafe, Monica Bixby, who is one of our volunteers, I've asked her if we can eliminate this artist statement line here, but this is where I would put that my name is Diane Dean, and I want my line to be dianedean.com. So there's my 2 lines, my name that goes on the banner and my brochure information. Yes, I'm a resident of Henderson County. Yes, I'm at least 8 years old. I agree to let the Artscape Committee reproduce my work for promotional purposes, because we do advertisements and that sort of thing as well. And then that we have the right to crop your work if it doesn't meet the aspect ratio requirements. Say, I agree. Then you go down here and you pick your submissions. So if I'm going to do 1 and 2 and whatever, that new one, now I have my 3, and I say, save my application, and I'm ready to check out. It'll show you, you can view a preview. It'll show you what you've chosen in terms of your artwork and all of your answers. And I can say, I'm ready to check out. And here's my entry fee, and you can pay it by credit card or with PayPal. We will accept checks. We'd prefer to have everything be online, but you do have the option of paying by check. So we don't have coupons or anything. It's a feature that they have. And here's where I check which way I'm going to go. If I'm going to pay by check, I would proceed this way. If I'm going to pay by credit card, this will take us to a different screen. The check will take us to a submit with information on where to submit your check. So that's pretty much it. It's fairly straightforward.